Donald Trump just got some of the worst news of this entire campaign, and as you would expect, he is not taking it well because a new highly rated poll has Kamala Harris up 3 points in Iowa, and Donald Trump cannot stand that. Not only the fact that he is trailing in the polls, but at the rally that he was speaking at, while he learned this news, the crowd resembled his polling as it was very small and only getting smaller. Donald Trump is losing this race, and he is freaking out because of it. And his meltdown at this rally led him to attack the tiny crowd. It was a mess, and we're going to get into it all. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really means the world to me. Now let's get into this absolute meltdown from Trump with this clip right here when someone yelled something out in the crowd, and we'll explain all that.
Significant liar. And when you lie about something so simple, she never worked there, but I did a little bit. This place is amazing.
So Trump is complaining and lying and pushing his conspiracy that Kamala Harris didn't work at McDonald's, and someone from the crowd yells she worked on the corner, which is disgusting and gross and offensive. And what does Donald Trump do? He laughs and says it's great. MAGA, you are garbage. You can get mad all you want that President Biden said that about the comedian who told the disgusting joke during Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally, but it is true, and you show it every day. You are garbage. And so is Donald Trump for the gross attacks he continued to make, and he made another one on Chris Christie right here.
I remember when somebody, because you're not allowed to use the word fat. If you use the word fat, it's the end of your political career. So I was in New Hampshire, which, by the way, I'm leading also. It's not a swing. New Hampshire. And a man stood up in front, and I admonished him. And he said, Chris Christie is a fat pig. And I said, and you can't use the word fat. And I said, sir, please sit down. Chris Christie is not a fat pig. Yes, he is, sir. I said he's not a fat pig. So the press couldn't write about it because I was, there was nothing to write. I was helping Chris Christie. And he is not a fat pig. Do you agree with that, Pam? Don't say it. Kamala destroyed our economy. She is
just so weird, and he's trying to upset people by saying, oh, no, I'm not actually saying this about Chris Christie. You can't say that I did say it about him. I'm just going to suggest that he is fat, and it's just weird. It's gross. It's childish. It's what Donald Trump is all about. And speaking of not understanding things and being incredibly weird, which of course we see a lot from Donald Trump, listen to him talk about IVF in the strangest way yet.
He is not in favor of IVF, fertilization. I am. I'm like the father. I consider myself to be the father of fertilization, remember?
Donald Trump has on several occasions admitted that he really doesn't understand IVF. He always says, men don't know this, they don't know about it, which really just means he just learned about it recently. And you know that because instead of saying he is the father of in vitro fertilization, he says that he is the father of fertilization alone. He was the first. Just gross, just weird, just strange, showing how out of it Trump is. And you want to see how really out of it is? Take a look at this.
A little birdie told me that we're leading in New Jersey. What's that all about? Huh? We love New Jersey. I always said about New Jersey, I said it's going to happen.
Donald Trump is very clearly still coping with the fact that he is down 3 points to Kamala Harris in Iowa. And so now he's saying, oh, well, actually, we're winning New Jersey or we're winning Virginia or New Mexico, telling all these lies about the state of the race when he clearly knows he is down and down big. And it's not just at the polls where Donald Trump is losing. Like I said, he is losing people at his rallies. They are empty. People are leaving. And of course, like I said, that led Donald Trump to yell at the crowd. So before we get into that meltdown, let's check out what Trump had to say right here.
You know, it's sad, though, actually, because we've done this now for 9 years. We've had the biggest rallies in history of any country. And every rally's full. You don't have any seats that are empty. You don't have anything. I mean, the one we had today, you missed a beauty. We could have filled that place up 20 times. I mean, that was beautiful.
Oh, the irony of it all. The rallies are so full, no one ever leaves. But actually, Donald, that's not true. They weren't full tonight, they weren't full earlier today, and they certainly weren't full in these two clips right here.
American communities, for American citizens, we're going to have American people in our communities now. We're not going to let this. You know that these gangs have weapons that are above military grade, and that even the police is very tough, very tough. In Colorado, Aurora, you have the same gang, the Venezuelan gang.
Oh man, does it just bring me so much joy to see all those empty seats that are clearly driving Donald Trump crazy. And like I said, so crazy in fact that he attacked the crowd for having to be there. He was yelling complaints at them. It was just a mess. Let's take a look.
You got to look. If I don't win this thing after all this talk, I'm in trouble. Will you please go and vote? I mean, I came here. Whatever the hell time it is, who the hell knows? I'm giving you the full bore. You wouldn't let me leave in half an hour. I could have run up here, done it, start screaming, "Make America Great Again" for 5 or 6 times, and then leave to the cheers of the crowd. I would have been home sleeping right now.
So he's just straight up attacking the crowd and complaining that he has to be there, saying that he should be asleep, or why did I have to talk for so long? Just please go and vote for me. Donald Trump has been trying to say that it's Kamala Harris who's exhausted and doesn't want to be out on the campaign trail. But as we'll see later in this video, Kamala Harris was having a blast at her rallies today. And clearly Donald Trump is the one who's tired, the one who's out of it, and the one who's trying to explain away his rambling.
So, just to finish it off, because I'm the greatest weaver, you know, we weave. They used to say, "Oh, he's rambling." No, I'm not rambling. It's like genius, okay? I don't ramble. I'll let you know when I ramble, and then we'll have to talk. No, I cover different territories. It always ends up back in the right location. But if you...
So this is your closing message, Donald, attacking your tiny crowd, bragging about your weave. This is it? This is how you're going to end things? Great. We'll be glad to see you go. And going out in a burst of flames, because it is not going well for Donald Trump. But on the opposite side of things, it is going incredibly well for the Kamala Harris campaign. And if you want to see a real closing message, listen to Tim Walz right here.
And by doing this now, we have 20 states, including Arizona, that have Trump abortion bans in place. And now this week, he tells us he's going to put RFK Jr. in charge of women's health. Yeah, but he even made it a little clearer for you. Donald himself said, "Don't worry, he'll be your protector." Can't even open the door of a garbage truck, and let alone so. Well, look, he followed up in the last day or so and said he's going to do that whether women like it or not. So some of this stuff might be comedy fodder if this guy would go back to just being a buffoon on TV, but he's not. He's asking to be president of the United States again. And so because of that, now what we're seeing, what he means is women are turned away from emergency rooms and miscarriaging in parking lots, whether they like it or not. Survivors of rape and incest are being forced to carry those pregnancies to term, whether they like it or not. Fertility clinics have turned couples away at the door, whether they like it or not. And for so many of you out here, and for the women here certainly, it's personal. On the fertility side, Gwen and I have talked about our struggle with this. We struggled for years with infertility. Because we had insurance and fertility treatments, we had our beautiful family. I will be damned if anyone will take that from anybody in this country.
That is what I'm talking about. This election will be one for the history books, not just because of Donald Trump being the doom and gloom wannabe dictator, but the message that we can bring forward of unity, the historic election of our first female president in Kamala Harris. We can do this. That's the closing message I love. And another closing message I love came from Kamala Harris herself. Let's take a look.
I have 3 days to get this done. And no one can sit on the sidelines Let's spend the next 3 days so when we look back 3 days from now, we will have no regrets about what we could have done. Let's knock on doors. Let's text. Let's call. Reach out to your family, your friends, your classmates, your neighbors, your co-workers, your play cousins. You know what I'm saying. And please, during the course of these next 3 days, I ask, let us please be intentional about building community. Let us be intentional about building community. You know, there's something about this whole Trump era that really was to try and suggest that the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, instead of what we know, the real strength of a leader is based on who you lift up. Let's be intentional about building community, and let's be intentional about building coalitions, remembering that the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. And there is power in that. There is power in that approach, and it will strengthen our country. And so I'll leave you with this. Let's remember, and please remind everyone, your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power. And don't let anyone ever take your power from you. Right? So, North Carolina, today I ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. God bless you.
We can move forward. We have the opportunity to do something great. Let's go out and do it. It's what we're going to be talking about on this channel every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And if you have already voted for Kamala Harris, if you voted early, let us know. We'd love to thank you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.